What up, world? You on the mic with Mike, Mr. Mike. And this is Keep That Chair Spinning. Let's get it. All right, good people. Welcome back. As I said, this is Keep That Chair Spinning. I'm your man, Mr. Mike. And what we have by now, you should know, is just a podcast that is geared to some of the up and coming barbers, some that may be struggling or feeling as if they can't get the information or help that they're trying to look for as they get ready to come out of barber school. Or maybe it's a barber that's been in the industry now for 3-4 years and just kind of find themselves a little stagnant, unsure of what step to take. Maybe they feel like they're not getting the support at the barbershop that they're at. Hopefully within this podcast, we can drop you guys and girls a couple of nuggets that can hopefully light that fire and get you back going. What you should know by now is I like to bring up GemsDay. GemsDay is when I'll bring on a veteran barber, one that's been at it for a while, that's been in the industry, who's has a few ups and downs and has stood behind that chair and had to focus on how to get themselves grinding. And grinding is perfect. Without further ado, today I have Mr. Gerson. Around the shop, we like to call Gerson G, and that G does stand for grinding, man, because Gerson's gonna come up here, man, and he's gonna get here, and when he gets here, it's 10 toes down. He's planting it in the sand. I mean, he's taking whoever's coming, you know, he's gonna work it out for sure. Don't mind getting behind because he knows and he understands what it takes to literally keep that chair spinning. So, man, just even before we get started, G, I just appreciate the grind that you do have because, like I say, I sit here, man, and I watch you day to day putting in that grind, man. So before we even get started, I appreciate the grind that you do have and the grind that you do put forward, man. But without further ado, Mr. Gerson, Mr. G.
Yes, sir. G in the building.
G in the building, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, let's just dive in, G, man. I guess just let the people know, man, about how long have you been cutting hair? Because I know now you've been here with us nearly 2 years, maybe at the 2-year mark. Yeah. So outside of that, just, you know, when was the first time you really picked up some clippers or, how long has it been since you've been perfecting your craft?
I think I've been cutting for, the beginning of 2020.
2020, okay.
Yeah, definitely, because I remember I started barber school couple weeks before the quarantine.
Yeah.
Everybody inside their houses.
Yeah.
So I'll say pretty much kind of like a good 3 years.
3 years. That's
yeah.
Good. That's good. And you know, as I've said before in our times, like this 3-year mark is where it starts to get a little complicated. You find yourself a little stagnant. You know, you'll start becoming your own enemy because you have those questions in your head and you're like, man, I feel like it's slow right now. I'm not understanding what season we're in. Like right now, again, we got the holidays coming up, so it may start getting slow for you before the holidays come. And you're like, man, what's going on? Like, I'm not making any money. I'm not seeing any people come in. And so this is what it takes for you to understand that you have to continue to push. You have to understand that it's about you putting your best foot forward daily. So the 3-year mark, man, you know, you're doing well. Again, I love to see you come in here and get it every day. So you're doing good. You're ahead of the bar, above the bar right now. So just keep on pushing, man. But quarantine time, I know that was definitely a time. That was a tough time for us. You know, we were deemed non-essential workers, so we couldn't even come to work and just provide for our family at a crucial time like that. So I imagine that was pretty tough trying to get your hours during quarantine time.
Yeah, I only had probably 3 weeks starting barber school.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember the instructor told us, hey, we're gonna be closed down for a little while because these, COVID and, just kind of restrict all the businesses. I'm like, man, okay. And I remember that around the time I already quit my job, my job that I had. I was like, hey, well, I guess I just gonna stay home for a little while. Yeah.
Good deal, man. So what got you into barbering?
I kind of had like an interest back in high school.
Okay.
I used to go to this Dominican barbershop, and I really like the environment, man.
Okay.
It was pretty cool. The guys I mean, they are good barbers, and they gave me like good haircuts. And I kind of like to be in the, in the shop.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, just that environment.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
mostly
atmosphere.
The atmosphere, yeah,
For sure.
right. And yeah, sometimes like I wasn't able to get haircuts like every 2 weeks, So I remember I used to get my clippers that I had, like like some Walmart clippers, and just do like a little edge on myself
Yeah.
or whatever, like something like something simple, little cleanup.
Mess yourself up a few times.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah.
I know, I still will, man. If my barber, man, is out of town or whatever, taking care of his little puppies, man, I still try and edge myself up. It ain't as easy as we think, but hey, we gotta do what we gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And then after I graduated from high school, I used to go with this guy. He was friend from my some friend that I had too.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that he was kind of cutting for a good time, even he was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I got a couple of haircuts with him, and I kind of got, I kind of wanted to know like how he did start, and he told me that his mom was she's a hairstylist. So I was like, oh man, that's cool. So you cutting hair, and a couple of times that I went with him, asking more questions like, hey, what clippers do you use? How do you like this profession? Like, do you earn like good money,
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that? Like, what's something that you like about this being a barber? And it kind of put me on doing like a little research on barber schools around my area,
Mhm.
and that's how I started, man. The barber school.
Sold after that.
Yeah.
All in.
Yeah.
That's good. And again, that's you talk about a leap of faith. Quitting your job.
Yeah.
And then being hit with COVID, not
Yeah.
knowing what was gonna go on.
Yeah.
But look at you now. You know what I mean? Definitely been able to take care of business, provide for yourself first and foremost, and that's been a blessing there for sure.
Yeah.
And that is, we've talked about that before as well. The atmosphere at a barbershop. That's something that you definitely want to try and do your research in, do your homework in, when you're trying to find a shop that fits you. And again, nothing will 100% fit you. We're all different people. We come from different spectrums of life.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to go and do your research, and you want to make sure that this is somewhere you want to be for a good little while. And if it's somewhere that you can see your family coming through and not having any issues. So for 3 years now of being behind a chair, clocking in daily, the freedom that you do have, any restrictions that you feel you may have, what is some advice, what's some good pointers that you could give young Gerson when maybe he was first picking up the clippers or when he was first in barber school? What is some information that you could give young
I would
Gerson?
say, first of all, be patient. In this industry, you need to be a lot of patient, man. Because my other job was I used to be a construction worker. So every end of the week, I used to get my paycheck. This industry is way different. Like, sometimes your paycheck is gonna be more, sometimes less. So you don't really expect what you're gonna make. And be patient, believe in yourself. You need a lot of motivation in yourself. That's some of the hard things I would say that. But sometimes you're gonna be doubting yourself, man. Like, am I gonna be good at this? I'm not. I'm gonna make it. Like, sometimes you even get lost. Like, you don't even know if you're gonna keep cutting hair for a couple good years, or you're gonna open up your own business.
Right.
So yeah. Also, take advantage of the time that you have in barber school.
Yeah.
It's really essential. You can, have a good progress. Do more that you can be doing in a barbershop. They really educate you. Like, the education in barber school is really worth it.
Yeah. I know that was one thing for me in barber school, because it was so new. Like, where our school was, it was. I've said it before. It was located in a very good location. Like, the guy had a lot of people that would come and get those $5 haircuts, and because it was so new, I didn't want to work. In the beginning, I was like, man, I can't stand these cuts. Like, give it to somebody else. Like, nah, I'm good. Like, I just cut 2 in a row. Like, I want a little break.
Yeah.
But it took me a while to understand that was shaping me. Like, that was helping me get better, because I was perfecting my craft. I was working on this edge up. I was working on the taper, you know, the crazy haircuts, you know, even though I was barely getting $1 tip off of it or whatever. But the work that you're getting, the practice that you're getting, it truly trumps what you're getting paid off in barber school. So I definitely get that.
Yeah.
So even piggybacking off of that, someone that's in barber school right now,
Someone in barber school.
I know you're saying the patience and whatnot, but that's what you would have told G. What would you tell somebody that's in barber school right now?
Almost kind of the same thing, but mostly don't be slacking. Like, if the instructor is giving you someone, you know, back to back, get them.
Yeah.
You know, something that you're gonna get used to whenever you go to your first barbershop. As you said, that's gonna shape you. You know, like, I mean, don't matter if you're just a guy that with a, you know, no hair, they're just trying to get bald out.
Right,
you know?
right.
That's, you can do something extra with that. You can learn, like, I can tell you, like, barber school, man, it's really worth it, and you need to get the education.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Because a lot of times we do believe that the book work isn't as important. There may be a lot of information that you end up forgetting, but again, how far you go is truly up to you. You know, the type of work that you put in will determine how far you go in this business. So, you know, here with Texas, we get our Texas books about once a month, once every other month.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's up to you to continue to crack that book open and see what regulations have changed and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. So, you know, your barber school education is dire. You know, make sure that you're taking that time to study, because your instructor can't go up there with you and take that practical. Again, I joke about it to this day, but excuse me, as much as I did study for my practical, you know, when you go in, it's not worded same word for word. So you need to know your knowledge. You need to know the information, because when you get to the practical, you may think that you're going up there looking for a white cat that ran down the street, but it's going to be reworded talking about the bayou where the feline, you know, you'll be lost if you don't know your stuff. So it is, you take advantage of the hours that you clock in with your barber school. So now being, so how many shops have you been in now?
Honestly, just two.
Just two, okay. Now I know we've had a couple levels here that we've passed through. So what is your take on booth, renting a booth, renting your chair out, or doing commission?
I prefer booth rent all the way up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, booth rent, it's a different way of grinding, honestly. Like, you feel like you can even do more than you can do, you know. Commission is not bad. I think it's really good for the beginner barbers whenever they don't have any clients and they're trying to build their clientele. But you know, like, as time goes, barbers are gonna get pretty busy.
Right.
So it'll be a little bit scary on the first time whenever you're trying to do booth rent. You feel like, oh man, like, I gotta pay a certain amount of money weekly. So like, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it, because sometimes you're gonna be slow, and other times you're gonna be busy. But you know, like, it's what, you know, I like doing booth rent.
Yeah.
Like I said, like, keeps you motivated to even stay a little later from the barbershop hours, you know.
And that's for me, like, when I think about booth rent, I feel like it is the epitome of betting on yourself.
Yeah.
To say booth rent, you're saying that, yes, this is what I owe to rent my chair out, but I believe that I can make that plus more. So I do, I agree with booth rent as well. Again, that's all I've known. I've understood commission, but like you said, commission it's good for a barber that's just starting out, because your clientele's not as big, so you're not having to take that leap of faith or that bet on yourself as far as booth rent goes. But commission is just kind of like a Passover. It's something for you to just kind of do until you can truly get your clientele up and going. I agree with you on that one, man. So now, you know, being in the area that we are, man, and the time that we are in, with all these crazy hairstyles that are coming out, man, like, what's probably one of the favorite haircuts that you like to do, man? Like, you just feel like you love sweating it out, you love grinding, you know, almost every time it's one that you gotta take a picture on. Like, what do you feel the crispiest that you like doing when it comes to haircuts?
I kind of like, I like doing burst fades.
Burst fades?
Yeah, burst fades are kind of like my favorite ones. I'll say kind of like a fade where it has like a drop on the back.
Yeah.
A little design over there, a little art from me.
Yeah.
It look really nice with a crispy edge up.
Good deal. And that's funny too, because the burst fades have been coming around here to the shop as a lot as of late. Now that you mentioned that. But I'm kind of the same way as far as the designs. Like, I like to do a good design. Whether I'm looking at something, they show me something, or if I try to freestyle a couple things here and there, but it's just something about that couple lines that you can throw on there. It just makes that haircut pop.
Put a little spice in the haircut. Man.
Yes sir, yes sir. All right, now what's the flip side? Now what's the haircut that you just can't stand doing? I mean, of course you got to get to it. This is what it is all about. But what's something that you just shake your head as soon as they ask for?
Oh man, for me, I would say I don't really hate like the hair, taquache haircut.
Yeah.
I can do those, but it just I don't know. It kind of annoys me when they're like they don't want to trim anything on the top, man. Like, it looks like they looks like they have a helmet on their head, man. They need to cut it or something. Also, I'll say shear haircut. It's not that I don't hate them. It just I kind of struggle a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, while learning, you know.
Yeah.
It also has to be the client. They need to be coming back to me.
Right.
Often, so I can get used to that.
Yeah. So you mean like those that come about 6 to 7 weeks? You know, by then, you know, the format that you had laid out is gone now. So you're starting all the way over from scratch. I get that for sure. And you know, that's something that we kind of work on, and we try to urge them like, hey man, you need to come back a little bit sooner. You know what I mean? And again, that's what I love. Like, once you start building that rapport with them, they take your word, you know, to heart. So, you know, push them. Hey man, come on back. Like, you want me to set something up for 3 weeks out instead of 6? You know, so I get that. And I guess I want to switch over to the clippers. You know, I see you work on your clippers a lot. I know you've helped quite a few in here doing their clippers, and that's something that I like to do because I don't know, it's still something about working with the hands. I like to break the clipper down myself if I can, without having to pay and ship it off and all that good stuff. So, what's one of your favorite clippers right now?
Since I began cutting hair, I'll say 1 to go. It's seniors.
Seniors.
All seniors.
Yeah.
I like those.
Yeah. I like the seniors as well. I just got those octanes. I like them.
Octane. Oh man, those are really good.
I like them. They're smooth, quiet. Yeah, I like those right now.
Yeah. Well, I'll be having another couple. You know, like 90 clips. Recently, I had a Rebel. You know, but I kind of messed up on me. So like, man.
Yeah.
They're ain't cheap right now, but you know.
Yeah.
Well, they were working good. I probably did something wrong with them. That's why they didn't last long to me. But those are really good clippers.
Do you have a preference? Do you prefer adjustable, using your adjustables over blades, or?
I like both.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to use both, you know.
That's me.
And whenever I started working here, I saw you and Ernie using detachables. Like, man, like, that's pretty cool. It kind of took me a little long to get a pair of those, but they're totally worth it. And I would say also when guys are going to barber school, invest a little in yourself on detachable clippers. They're worth it, man. Like, they're really gonna do your job smooth and
Well, and that's the thing, because there is different textures of hair. So I've just always felt like the blade ends up getting the cut a little smoother, depending on the actual texture of the hair. Adjustables are cool. I love them because I don't have to take that blade off too much. I can open, close, halfway, whatever, and kind of get what I need. But for me, sometimes that detachable blade, it just is straight a smoother cut, almost like a better fade, especially when you're stretching that fade out. So I get what you're saying. Is there a clipper that, you know, has just always gave you a problem, one that you don't really feel as comfortable with?
Other than the Rebel, not really. I remember barber school, I tried those caliber clippers. They were not really I didn't really like them.
That's the edger, right?
Well, I had an edger. Not power. That wasn't showing no crispy edge up. I didn't like that one. But clippers, I haven't got any problems yet. I might have. I want to try new, kind of new clippers, and let's see which one I like.
So I want to go back to what you was telling those in barber school as far as investing in yourself and your clippers. I definitely agree with that. I want to piggyback off that. If you can, and again, I know you're in barber school, you may just be starting out, but any little chance you get to get you a second, whatever clipper it is, make sure you have a second edger, make sure you have a second detachable blade, make sure you have a second adjustable. Therefore, when something does shut down on you for XYZ, you're not sitting there running around looking crazy. I did have that happen to me in barber school. I ended up having my 76ers go out, and for the most part, that was really all I was working with at the time. Like, that's all I love, and that's why I'm still kind of like that to this day. But then, all I did was 76ers, and so when they went down on me, and I didn't know about the people that were coming around fixing clippers and all that, man, I had to finish barber school on a Saturday at that, which is always our busiest time at the barber school with just the adjustables. Man, that was some training right there. That took a lot out of me. I was sweating. I took a couple breaks. I tried to go hide in the break room, eat some pizza, but yeah. So if you can, get you a second clipper. Second of every clipper that you have. You end up what we call as barbers. We'll end up with a graveyard. Some of your clippers that don't work, you can hold on to those for a couple extra months, and you can scrap them. Take some of those pieces out, put those to this, that, and that. That's exactly what we used to do with the 76ers. The bushings would go out, so we would take the bushings out and just sit there and add those into the old or to the newer one if they ran out a little too fast, whatever the case may be. So, yeah, invest in your craft for sure. That's a good one, G. G, man, you're quiet as kept. You're a smooth stepper, man. I really don't see you get bothered much around here. Whether it's a coworker or a customer, but this is definitely customer service. The barbering is, it's managing. A lot of people don't understand how much we have to deal with a picky customer. A kid that won't sit still, a customer that's always late, that just doesn't value your time, whatever the case may be. When it comes to your customers, what is one of your biggest pet peeves in dealing with a customer?
I would say every time they have a chance to turn around their head and see to the mirror. Yeah. Oh man. I don't really say anything about to them. I have a lot of passion, and it gets a little annoying.
Yeah.
Little by little, I would like to tell them, hey man, like, got you, man.
Yeah.
Still,
trust me.
Yeah. Let me do my job.
Yes, sir.
If you want to, then just ask me for the mirror.
Yeah.
If that's gonna make you feel comfortable, just let me know. Like every time they have opportunity. If I'm gonna grab something, it's gonna turn around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know there's a lot of times too, because of that, I just leave them straight ahead. I won't move to the side or anything. I'll come to the side, cut the hair, come to the side. Yeah, I'll be playing games with them. But I get that, man. I get that. Well, man, what you got?
And those not the kids. Those are the grown-ups already.
I know. That's the funniest thing, and that's why I laugh at so many barbers that don't want to cut kids' haircuts. Man, it be the adults that be the worst ones.
Yeah.
Want to sit like this, like you say, always want to look at this, or they feel like they have to look at you when they talk to you.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Keep your head still. Quit moving. Or even those that chew gum. Man, if you're an adult still trying to chew gum during your edge up, you gotta do better, man. You gotta do better.
Yeah.
Well, man, before we get up out of here, G, man, is there anything that you would like to let everybody know about you? Is there any projects or anything that you may have going on? How can anyone get in touch with you or look you up and book with you?
Yeah, they can search me up in my Instagram. I'll be there like Gerson Fairman 07. I don't know if it's underscore.
Yeah.
And I don't really post a lot. I'm gonna try to. There's something that I wanna do it again. Show people my work, and I'll be really active in there. I don't really have Instagram.
Gotcha.
I just not trying to be a lot in the social media.
I got
It
you.
takes a little more of your time, but
It does.
definitely Instagram.
Okay.
I really want to go.
Good deal.
Yes,
Well, man,
sir.
I'll make sure I put your tag underneath there. That way they can get in touch with you. But I appreciate you stopping through, man, and dropping a couple gems for us. Yeah, all right?
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all check back in. GemsDay, Gerson,
Yes, sir.
G-Man.
G-Man in the building. You already
G-Man
know.
in the building. Holla.
All right. Bye-bye.